if you aren't motivated, do this instead. Motivation comes and it goes, but it goes more often than it actually comes. It's unreliable and inconsistent. And unless you want unreliable and inconsistent results, I wouldn't recommend relying on motivation, but instead rely on this one thing. And that is consistency. Consistency? But that's just what everyone else says. Hold on, let me show you what I mean. You see, motivation doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because if you have a vision, then you will overcome any hurdle to achieve that vision. And you guessed it, motivation is a hurdle. Because when sitting around and waiting for motivation and inspiration to strike, time passes by. Each second ticking, each minute gone, leads to hours and days and years of time wasted, when you could have actually taken action and probably been exactly where you wanted to be, if you had just started when you had the idea.
The truth is, motivation is a mirage. It feels good in the moment, but it's gone before you know it. So what's the secret step that leads to actual change? Imagine having a vision so strong that nothing could stop you. Because if you only rely on your feelings, then you're always going to be stuck. But what if I told you there's a better way? A way that guarantees progress no matter how you feel. So stick around, because I'm about to reveal how consistency can transform your life, even when motivation fails you.
There's a version of you out there that is already consistent. This version of you is productive, disciplined, and doesn't make excuses. Let me introduce version 2. This version is lazy, scrolls his phone all the time, and just can't seem to get himself to do the good habits. But here's the thing, we're constantly switching between these versions. You see, the difference between these two versions is one of them relies on motivation, whereas the other one relies on his vision. But what they don't tell you is, motivation is just another word for inconsistency. You don't need motivation to take action. You need to take action to get motivation to take even more action. You see, doing what you need to do is most of the time hard. And I always made the mistake of waiting to be inspired to take action. But then I ended up not even taking action at all. But now I can proudly say that even on my worst days, I'm still consistent. And that's not by chance, that's because I'm using the correct mindset. So I spent the last 90 days working on the 90-day mindset transformation framework. So inside you'll get deep dive access into the top mindsets that I've used to maintain consistency on a daily basis. So what is the actual secret to consistency? So I knew that motivation wasn't going to get me to where I wanted to go. So I had to think of another way, something else that was more reliable, more sustainable. And the answer is, you guessed it, self-image. You see, your actions are always going to be aligned with the way you see yourself. So if you have a self-image that corresponds to being productive, being efficient, and doing the right things, then you're going to take those actions. You got to take the actions of the person you want to become. So one way you can do this is by reading. By reading, you're embodying the self-image of someone who's consistent and productive. You're also training your focus. Your habits create your self-image, and your self-image creates your success. You see, if you want to be successful, you gotta remove everything that prevents it. And you might be motivated sometimes, but most of the time you aren't gonna be. And that's why you gotta stay consistent no matter what. It's about doing the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it, because that's when it matters the most. And one of the most amazing habits when it comes to clarity and focus is journaling. Writing down your thoughts, writing down a to-do list, what you're gonna do, writing down your goals. Writing changed my life, and I know it can do the same for you. Let me tell you a little secret. I wasn't that motivated to make this video, but I started anyways. I spent hours researching and watching every single YouTube video out there about cinematography, lighting, composition, and color grading. Pure obsession with every single detail. And the more hours I put into making this video, the more hours I wanted to put in. I felt motivated after taking those steps, not before. And that's what changed everything. So go take action. Go to sleep tonight just a little bit better than you were when you woke up today.